And welcome back to the Team Unified Modern stream for the Grey Ogre Games Invitational series. My name is Randall, and I'm joined by Joe.
Yes.
And we're now in the top 8, so this is the quarterfinals. If you've been following us for the whole day, you know the drill. This is going to be a best of 3. Infect versus Burn.
Yeah, boy, this is gonna be a fun matchup.
It's going to be a very fast matchup as well.
Okay, but then I guess this is the commentator's curse, Everything that we say, oh yeah, the matchup for Burn is great against Tron, then Tron proceeds to win. This one, I think, is gonna finish in 10 minutes. You'll proceed to go to time, and then, it'll take forever.
Just always going to be
Yeah.
proven wrong.
In any case, in the top 8, we don't have time anymore, so this could just last, like, forever.
Forever, yeah.
And if it does, then, well, I guess you're stuck with us.
Yes.
Yeah, work is overrated, guys.
Are we not working right now?
No, this is fun, right? Nothing to do with work.
So yeah, I mean, we know both their game plans are kind of the same thing. Just really go as fast as possible. But does any deck have a kind of an edge in this matchup?
Well,
Do you think?
I think that Lucas can play a bit more of a controlling game because he has the removal to get rid of certain threats. But that can run into things like blossoming defense and stuff like that. So you can still potentially get blown out. But looking at the list, Ryan's only playing 2 blossoming defense in the main board.
Is there any Vines of Vastwood?
There are vines. Yeah, the rest of it standard. He has Giver of Runes though, which is quite interesting.
Oh wow!
Is that a new tech, Nick, that they play? Giver
I've
of
not
Runes.
seen that in fact.
No wonder it is a $40 card or $30 card or some shit
It's
like that.
$30.
I think it is. No, I mean, I'm just talking bullshit. I'm hyping up the price.
I better sell my
Hyping the price of the
sell
cards.
my copy right now.
Giver of Runes. How much? What's the buy list, Ben?
I don't think it's like 10. I think it's like 10.
$2.
$2.
Oh, not a $30 card.
Okay,
huh?
never mind.
Damn.
Because I think it
No
can't give
wonder people call us Haitian.
it can't give itself. It can't give itself. That's the problem. Hello, Net.
No talking about how it's a Haitian or anything.
Okay, so Lucas
Hey,
starting
Ben,
us
don't
off.
call ourselves Haitian.
Fat shot. Yes, I do. you are right.
Okay, so
Lucas
now we're just
fetching,
looking.
So is this fat shot go?
Akandata.
I don't
Akan
think so.
Datang. Yeah, there we go. What is he doing here?
He's just looking for. There,
There we go. Sacred Foundry.
Yep.
Shock. Cuts
Yep.
his deck. And
And
proceeds.
hope he has a turn 1 play.
Yeah, he has Guide in hand.
Nice.
Goblin
Right,
Guard.
Oh, and it's a land.
Whoa. So pro.
Yeah.
So talented. He didn't need to show it to his opponent in case it wasn't a land, but never mind.
Oh, wait, you don't show it if it's not a land?
I don't.
No, I think you do. You do. You
Goblin
do.
Guard,
You reveal. You reveal. You reveal.
You review?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess. Don't know why you asked me to go and do commentary on Magic. I don't play this game. What are you guys talking about?
Ain't Glistener Elf for Ryan.
Shy guy, like, you don't like to review yourself.
Lol. All the bad jokes. Ben is sitting behind us, so you can expect this heckling for the rest of the round.
Ooh.
Sunbaked Canyon is going to be followed up with.
I see the skew of the critics, lightning bolt, just a lot of burn in hand. Eidolon of the Great Revel. I think. Do you run that out here?
Detailing the bags, like chronically.
Yeah, I think that in this situation where it's basically asymmetrical, right? Because
Yeah.
life total doesn't matter from Lucas's point of view.
Yeah.
But it does put a lot of pressure on Rian.
Mm. I mean,
So let's see, what does Lucas decide to do here?
is
He
that gonna
is
be
going to-
I think he's gonna try to kill it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And
Follow up with. What is that?
what is that? What is that?
I explained to you.
This.
What's this card?
Yeah. What's this
Rift
card?
bolt suspended.
Okay,
That's why there's a counter on it, bro.
I figured. Huh?
Okay. Yeah. So suspended Rift Bolt on the on Lucas's side, just pushing Ryan's life total down.
Okay, revolt.
Yeah, Rift Bolt down to 10. And Ryan really needs to get something out here. No creature following up his Glisten Elf.
Yeah, I think
Gonna
that
be a bit difficult.
Eidolon probably does win it to some extent because Ryan's gonna have to cast a spell.
Yeah.
It's gonna get bolted off the table and then just goes in for damage, and then I think
Yep.
that's it.
And I think even
Right, that's 4.
when he needs to pump the creature to win as well, and the pumps
Yeah.
will just kill him.
No, yeah, I think that he's Ilon wins here. No, but he's not gonna do it.
He's instead going to suspend another,
Another
Rift
Rift
Bolt.
Bolt,
Okay,
okay.
okay. And keeping the bolt in hand. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, nothing much Ryan can do.
Yeah, does he have another land in hand though? If he doesn't have the land, then
Yeah,
Yeah.
Blighted Agent here gonna be bolted.
the end step bolt. Yeah, and I think that's.
I think he's gonna bolt face, right?
Did he
Yeah,
bolt face? Yeah, he bolt.
Just gonna bolt face. Yeah, that's gonna be it. That's
Yeah.
another bolt face.
And then he's going to swing and see whether he block.
I mean, he has Helix in hand. That's
Hmm.
also game.
No, it's just slow rolling it. Don't show your opponent that you have helix.
That's true. That's true.
No, lah.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
he knows. He knows the Helix
To
is
the
there.
face.
He could've
Okay, so commentator's curse, not that bad.
Yeah,
Game
I mean,
one
yeah, that
in
was
the
pretty
books,
fast.
less than 2 minutes.
I
And we're
wouldn't say
moving
less
to
than
the
2
side.
minutes.
I mean, the actual gameplay was less than 2 minutes, don't you think?
Okay,
The
that's fair.
shuffling and all that stuff aside, you know.
Much
yeah.
longer than the actual game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at their sideboards. Let's see what they got. So on Lucas's side, I think just bring in more removal, right? He's got Path to Exile. He's got. Oh, he actually has deflecting palm, which
Fucking bomb.
would work very well in this
Kung Fu
situation. I
movie.
think. Yeah,
Effective well. I don't know, looking at
exactly like that.
Ryan's sideboard really honestly doesn't have a lot. He has 4
Right.
Veil of Summers, which is not applicable in this matchup.
Yep.
2 Graph Digger's Cage, which is not applicable in this matchup. 2 Force of Vigors, which is not applicable in this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Spell Pierce, Viridian Corruptor, Nisa Voice of Zendika, God's Willing, Distortion Strike. Not very exciting.
Well, I mean,
And Shaper's Sanctuary, I guess, but
yeah, either Spell Pierce and the God's Willing will help
yeah.
to some extent, but
Yeah.
that's about it, right?
But I mean, like 2 cards in a sideboard against, I think Lucas probably has like more ammunition.
Yeah, Lucas also has Grim Lava Mancer that he can bring in. Skullcrack, but
Probably not.
probably
Like, I
not,
think
right?
life
There's not
totals
much
don't
life gain,
matter,
right? Oh, yeah. There's Call Firewalker, Smash Smithereens, Rest in Peace, and Wear and Tear.
Yeah,
Nothing else much he's going to bring in, I think.
yeah.
Just the Deflecting Palm, Path to Exile.
Yeah,
and
maybe
Grim Lava
puffs,
Mancer.
yeah.
The Deflecting Palm, though, I think if Ryan doesn't see that coming, that's going to be a big
It's a
blowout.
blowout.
Yeah. Just imagine you've got the person, 10 poison counters, you Deflecting Palm, the 10 poison counters back.
Kung Fu movie style.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be something to see. Honestly, I really
I
like
would
this.
say something in Mandarin now, but obviously Randall wouldn't understand what's going
Well,
on.
I wouldn't understand, but
Whoa.
the stream might understand, so you can go ahead.
Whoa. No, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool, bro. All good.
ever since I started casting here, I've been very attacked for my lack of Mandarin.
Hey, I also don't speak Mandarin. It's okay.
It's okay, bro.
Brothers around.
It's
yeah, but
okay,
like
it's okay.
they kind of expect me to know some form of Mandarin.
We cakap Melayu.
Why? Because your surname we is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But you know,
I think I would expect you to speak some Mandarin as well.
hey, Chinese doesn't mean need to speak Chinese, right?
Whoa.
Yeah lah. Hey, my surname low.
Thanks, Mick. Thanks, Mick.
Lucas got deflecting palm inside board against Infect. This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I really want to see that.
I
that
really,
win.
really want to see it. Just leave 3 mana out. Then you can't get spell. You 4 mana. You can't get spell pierce. Then you just oh shit. Sandbagging. Oh, this is such a bad hand.
Ooh.
Yeah, lol.
Yeah, if I were Lucas, right, I see a hand of 7, it has deflecting palm. Not a good hand, I'll keep it.
Just keep. Quiet. And,
Oh,
you
yeah.
think you're gonna burn? No.
Ooh, it's
It's
gonna be
pretty
fun.
awesome, man.
But yeah, otherwise, I mean, nothing much else to say about this matchup. It's basically going to play itself.
Interestingly, in Ryan's deck list, he originally had in his sideboard 2 Path to Exiles, which he cancelled out
Oh.
before the event started and replaced with the God's Willing and the Distortion Strike. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
He might really honestly prefer to have the Path
Have
now.
to exile right now, yeah.
Actually, I'm also not really certain that helps very much. You get rid of one creature, you give your opponent another land. Helps him thin his library and gives him more resources to take your head off.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Can you kill your own creature in response to defecting palm? You can, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I hope we see that happen as well.
I don't think that, no, but I think Ryan doesn't have a way to do it.
Oh, he only had pass for removal, is it?
Yeah.
Oh well, okay, never mind then.
Yeah.
Actually,
I don't know, man.
right, looking at Ryan's deck list, it's a much slower. In fact, actually,
Yeah.
there's not that many. I mean, there are a lot of pump spells, but he runs like the Fairy Time Reveler, Give of Runes. It's a much slower deck list than I normally see.
Actually, honestly, like deflecting palm is probably the very very definitive card in this matchup because
Yep.
it basically circumvents all kind of things that everything that that is available in Ryan's deck to protect his creatures, like or to stop his opponent from preventing his creatures from
Correct,
dealing damage
correct.
or stuff like that. So he's gonna load up and then do this massive Hadouken in his Blighted Agent. And then it's gonna
yeah.
be sorry, man.
All the damage is going to you. I mean, the only way he can interact with it is that.
And that's let me
LPS.
just run this by the judges. This is correct, right? When you deflecting palm and infect creature, does it deal infect damage? Okay, judge is
Actually, yeah.
checking on that.
We might be overeager, but I don't.
No, but I think it is because I think
Yeah.
it says that. Why don't we pull deflecting palm up for?
Sure. Deflecting palm. So one of my favorite cards from
Yeah, next time a source of your
Cards.
choice would deal damage to you this turn. Prevent that damage. If damage is prevented this way, the deflecting palm deals. Oh, the deflecting palm deal that much damage to source's
so
controller.
actually, so it's not poison counters.
It's not poison counters, but honestly, if there are 10 counters on it and you deflect it to your opponent
Still
against a
10
burn
damage.
deck,
Yeah.
oh, the camera froze.
Oh, okay.
Let's get that
Let's get
sorted.
that fixed. So yeah, I mean, even without the whole poison counter
Yeah, because that would
situation,
have just been really funny,
Yeah.
Kamehameha.
I mean, it's still a lot of damage. So that's that.
Oh, low hanging fruit there for Ben. Went out to get his food, came back, and then the moment he stepped in, I can't repeat what he said on stream, but there you
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
The one numbing about like quality control.
I'm not the guy who said we sell cards.
Teferi,
$2 buy this card for
$30.
Okay. So
On its way to being $30, boys. Mark my words. Heard it here first.
honestly, I thought Give of Runes were actually more expensive,
Yeah, I thought they were
It's a
good
good card.
It's
I like
pretty
it.
good.
but I guess it doesn't target itself. That's the problem.
Yeah. What is going on here? It's 5 under Teferi.
Yeah. So yeah, so
Teferi.
with the Noble Emissary getting a quick Teferi out, that's good. So I think Riftbolt can't be cast at this point, because it's being cast as an instant,
Uh,
and Teferi doesn't allow it to be. No, but he still.
No,
yeah,
no.
he.
No, I don't think it stops it.
But he didn't take the damage though. It does the Fairy Time Reveler stop Riftbolt from when it's on the okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so interesting interaction over there. The Riftbolt being suspended.
Stops Riftbolt.
Yeah,
Thank you.
couldn't
Kill
be
summons.
cast because of the Teferi.
Fail to find.
So wow, really good play from Ryan there.
I don't know. It stems the tide a little bit.
Yep.
No
Stream
deflecting
Blaze.
palm action. Here we
Yep.
go, baby.
No deflecting palm. And Stream Blaze is gonna come in, get rid of the Noble Emissary. What does Ryan have?
Yeah. So now it's about follow up. What are the plays?
Not sure if I should go to the graveyard. Joke Killer summon. I think it will still be try to cast, right?
More and more people are coming into the casting.
Yeah. Is this?
Let me pull it up.
No, as in it's. Let's see, Riftbolt. Let's see. So Riftbolt, when you suspend, rather than cast it from your hand, you may pay. You may exile it at the time. Beginning of upkeep, remove a time counter. When the last is removed, cast it without paying its mana cost. So I think it still gets cast.
Yeah.
And then it just goes to the graveyard because it can't be cast.
No, it just
It does.
It will be left in exile.
So it can't be cast at all.
come off. There are no counters on it.
It's just it cannot be
okay.
activated. Yeah. Okay.
So just stay in exile.
yeah, actually, so this is this is where Magic Online will help you because if
Yeah.
if the suspend counter is removed, right, the card is available to cast.
Mm.
It doesn't actually automatically get cast.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
So yeah, I guess that's what happens. You can't cast it.
Okay, but
What
it's
is
still
Lucas
it's still
doing
not
now?
exiled. It went into the graveyard. So
Are there any cards that matter in the graveyard? Is it like a Goy? What's he playing with?
he's being burned, but he might have Grim Lava Mancer to make it relevant.
Okay, so we will address it.
Yeah, let me go.
Maybe we can address it when there's a Grim Lawman. So.
Okay, fine. But should we tell them now at least?
No, I don't think there's a need. We don't need to interrupt the game unless it actually affects the game state.
Okay, sure. That's fair.
Otherwise, we'll be running back and forth.
Oh yeah, every single mistake, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Players are very tardy. Right?
Mm.
Oh, then the people sitting behind can go and.
I mean that's quite a new
I'll
interaction.
go. I go. I go.
You
Thank
go,
you.
you go, you go. You go.
So Glisten Elf coming down. I mean, on this is a much slower game than we expected. I think.
No, actually, I think that you never expect Burn to be this way, but there are situations, there are games where like Burn just simply doesn't have like board threats
Yeah.
and stuff. So it will take a while because it then basically just goes the Burn route. But I think that like life totals are already very in favor of Lucas.
That's
right?
true. That's true.
78. That's 3 burn spells. So basically, 3 burn spells wins the game.
Yep. And I
There's no
do
life
see.
gain. There's no. I mean, like he basically can play around spell pierce for the remainder of the game. That's lightning helix, so that's 1.
Yeah, and I think I saw 2 Rift Bolts
Mm-hmm.
in hand, if I'm not wrong. And with that, I mean, unless Ryan can win straight out next turn, which is possible.
Which is possible, yeah.
I mean, with scale up,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a
yeah,
lot of
yeah,
damage.
yeah. It is possible for
Mm.
sure. But what are the infect counts now?
He's at 2, I believe. It's the dice next to his
Right,
life.
Right, okay, there we go.
So 2 poison counters for Lucas. Only
Ben
8
has
more
returned
damage.
from his expedition. Sitting at the back. People call me Grumpy Uncle Joe. They've just never seen Ben after an event. Or, it's the cheery,
Ooh.
front-facing guy. Then when he's eating his food, he's like, what do you want? Leave me alone. But
So-
I am Grumpy Uncle Joe. I am the angry man, Joe Fu. All these kind of things. It's a bad rap.
It's not true. It's not always true.
See, Randall?
I
I
have faith
appreciate
in you,
that.
Joe.
That's right. Thanks, man. Thanks.
Isn't it Brian?
Yeah, it is Brian.
Oh. Please don't confuse our stream.
Yeah.
Everyone knows
Brian?
me as
I thought it was
Randall.
But the commentators say Mick, Randall, and Joe. How come
Yeah.
there is a Ben and a Brian?
Suddenly Brian appeared from nowhere.
Yeah.
And here comes the pump. Is that Might of Croissant?
My
So-
vocal,
Might of Croissant?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a new printing, right? I
Yeah,
guess.
and Lucas is up to 8 poison counters. He's just hanging on for dear life there.
So let's see what's going on here.
So actually last turn, Lucas actually decided to hardcast Rift Bolt targeting Glisten Elf
Yeah.
instead of just, trying to kill Ryan himself. Yeah, interesting play there.
It gums it down a bit.
Yeah. And yeah, Ryan's still at 8 health. Lucas has given him a lot of time actually.
Yeah, but actually, honestly, it takes time, right?
Yes,
because
it
he
takes
can't.
time.
Ryan can't basically just cast a spell and win on the turn.
Yeah.
Right? What? Hey, thanks, guys. Oh wow, Ben's favorite.
Again. So yeah, I'm just gonna see if Ryan has what it takes, because I don't think he doesn't have he didn't have a.
He has one card in
creature.
hand, right? He
Yeah,
has
he didn't
one
have a
last card in
creature.
hand. So yeah, I think that in a situation like this,
Mm.
trading the resources kind of makes sense.
Yep.
Although Teferi is kind of annoying.
Very is very annoying for the burn deck.
Was it?
Oh, that's a Ingmoth Nexus. That's a good draw.
Okay. Off the top,
Yeah,
plays it straight away.
he just needs one
Don't
more
waste
pump
time.
spell and one more turn. That's
Actually, Lucas drew
that's about
another
it.
land, I think.
He does have that new canopy land though,
Yeah,
to
the
kind of
Sunbake Canyon.
to get another draw, and he has a Swiftspear monastery Swiftspear. So effectively Ryan's it, but he does have the emissary to block if need be.
Yeah, I think the Noble Hierarch is expendable
Noble
now.
Hierarch, right?
Like
I've been
MSA.
getting that
Yeah.
name wrong for a few times and not been
Hierarch.
corrected.
Yeah,
Noble Hierarch, yes.
There we go, Hierarch.
What the heck is a noble emissary?
I don't know.
It's stuck in
So
my head.
Noble Hierarch is like expendable now because I think that you would still need one pump spell to kill, right? The Hierarch basically makes it such that it is a 2-turn clock, right?
Yes.
Oh no, wait, actually it's a 1-turn.
One turn clock.
It's 8 poison counters, right? So okay, the Hierarch is a little bit relevant.
Yes.
It forces Ryan to have the pump spell.
But I mean
Um,
here,
And honestly, I think the pump spell will basically then have to fight through burner.
correct.
right.
Yeah.
But tapping out here is interesting. Here we go.
Wait, what's in his hand that he's tapping
Yeah,
out
I
for?
don't know. Anger of the gods. No, no.
You tell me.
Bro, no.
I mean, the only 3 mana spell is Rift Bolt, right? And he's casting it as a
Yeah.
instant.
Killing the Noble Hierarch. Okay.
Wait, but okay, no. So he's doing this on main phase still. Okay.
Yeah, so in the course of his main phase, he can cast it,
Yes,
right?
correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I thought he went to combat, but no, he
Yeah.
didn't. So yeah, Hyra gonna die, and this is gonna get him for 2.
Yep.
Okay.
So now he just has to hope that there isn't a pump spell and he doesn't draw a pump spell or high up.
Yep. No, but I
But
mean
yeah,
now he gets
Teferi.
a draw, so
Yeah.
I think that was a pump spell.
Yeah. And that's
Yep,
easy.
it's a pump
That's the
spell.
game. Okay.
Whew, okay, second game done and dusted.
Also pretty fast.
Yep.
No, it's not.
The food.
Yes, our delivery is not fast. So yeah, so didn't get to see the deflecting bomb, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it didn't matter anyway. So I think
Yeah.
Teferi does put a significant like stopper in Lucas's plans.
Yes, definitely.
And I don't think that like Lucas was like doing an evaluation of whether or not he wanted to trade resources to get rid of the Teferi.
Yeah,
It might be interesting because I mean he won't know Ryan's
full
deck
deck
list,
list. Yeah.
but Ryan only plays 2 Teferi. So
Yep.
honestly, if there wasn't a Teferi, I think he would have probably very quickly lost that game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%.
Yeah, because
That
then
the fairy really helped
the
out
tree and yeah.
a lot. Yeah, the Rift Bolt, even just the card draw from the fairy. Honestly, that new printing of the fairy was it's such an obnoxious card. It's just you play it, like you can't cast instants anymore.
Yeah, but I think that, well, it's not so powerful that it's broken. So I think that it's fair. Just increase the power level of the format, make
Yeah.
everybody play fair. You have some unfair effects, but they're all like manageable, right?
Yeah.
You know, everybody can work around it. So it's like what we were talking about earlier.
Mm.
About the London Mulligan and Tron, right? Yeah, you have very powerful decks, yes, and the London Mulligan aids in the consistency of these decks.
Yep.
But the format self-corrects.
Correct.
And the only time where you need to step in is when the format can't self-correct.
Yep.
So I think the Wizards has been doing a fairly decent job of that recently.
Mm.
They gave Hogak enough time before they decided that, pull the trigger.
Yeah, it's a bit
it
too
was
much.
warping the
Yeah.
format. And I think that like if you just look at the results from GP Minneapolis, Indianapolis, and Ghent that's happening this weekend, you see that the field is very, very diverse.
Yeah.
It's not something that there's no deck that suddenly has dominated again.
Yeah.
It's gone back to old staples, and it allows people to play Magic.
Yeah.
So I think that's not bad. We haven't seen like a completely blowout game.
No,
Pretty
definitely
much.
not. Yeah.
In any of the games that we've casted today.
Yeah.
There's been interaction, there's been play. There's always been opportunities for people each side to win the game. And I think
Yep.
that's healthy for the format.
Yeah.
So we'll see where it develops. It's still very early
Mm.
after the banning. So now I think like that's where you can see like Infect actually has suddenly now has a bit of play,
Mm.
right? Where
'Cause I
previously
think people are like trying to figure out what's the
Right.
consistent deck. and
yeah,
stuff
I mean
like that.
honestly like in fact over the past few months when Hogang and like Phoenix was dominating just didn't have play.
Yeah.
Because you're doing something broken, somebody else is doing something far more broken than
Yeah.
what you're trying to do, right?
and then they're
So-
also gonna remove your
yeah,
stuff.
so just going
while-
straight over the top of Infect.
Yep.
Yeah, so in fact I think like Infect, Burn, these are decks that punish like unformed matters.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
But I think less so than previously.
Yep.
Because of the London Mulligan, right?
Mm.
You can't punish people for bad draws as effectively as
As-
you could in the past.
And yeah, I mean,
No
I think
free
I-
wins for Burn. Or like, well,
Yeah.
less free wins for Burn.
much less.
Yeah, much
But I
less.
mean, now that the format has also slowed down a bit, Burn has been doing well.
Yeah.
I mean, you could
Yeah.
say. And I think what you say is quite correct. I've like in my whole
Wow,
time
Lucas
of
straight
watching Modern.
mulligans.
Yeah, both Mulligans actually.
Wow.
Ooh. And I mean, in my time of watching Modern, I think the format has always been quite diverse. And then it's been one of the more fun things about watching it. Like, I came from playing Standard at first.
Mm.
And when you play Standard, the format kind of crystallizes after a
Yeah,
month
yeah.
or so.
It's solved
Yeah.
essentially.
And although there will be those outliers in terms of like sideboard choices.
Yeah, and I think
interesting
like
card deck.
there are also like outlier standard formats where
Yeah.
the thing continues to evolve throughout the season.
Correct.
But those are few and far between.
Yeah.
And I think that is part of the reason why, generally speaking,
Mm.
people who play standard and they want to stay in Magic, they move to the Eternal formats
Yeah.
because there's a little bit more solidity in like what
Correct.
you're playing. There's a little bit more consistency in where you're going, and it's more expected, right?
Yeah, correct. And
Standard is hard to keep up with, to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah, it really is.
in terms of price point, yeah, it's much easier to keep up with Eternal formats.
Well, I don't know. So it's like it's the cost benefit analysis that people
Right.
have to make, right? So standard is easier and cheaper to get into,
Yep.
but it's harder to maintain in the long run,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
The Eternal formats like Modern and Legacy, it costs you more to get in
Mm-hmm.
because you're gonna need fetches, you're gonna need
Mm.
shocks, and all these things are pretty expensive. But once you do have the base,
Mm-hmm.
it lasts you a very long time, and you make minor amendments to your deck. Like occasionally, you'll get something that's added in. Say, for example, like Burn. added nothing essentially, right?
Only
Skewer the
the
critics,
skew the critics,
occasionally
yeah,
you
and
get light up the
the
stage.
canopy lens.
Yeah, canopy lens. So
lens.
occasionally you get some things that improve deck. So
Yep.
your purchases are a lot more like
Infrequent,
yeah,
small.
they're laid out over a longer time horizon.
Ah,
Whereas
okay.
like standard, every time 3 months comes up, every time a new set comes about, you're gonna have to buy something, and you
Yep.
don't know whether the deck that you were playing previously
It's
is any
even
good.
relevant, yeah. Yeah, that's. I think that was the most annoying thing. Like, you
Right.
shell out money for this
Yeah,
deck
yeah,
that you
yeah.
really like,
Yeah.
and then you go to the next meta, and it's totally
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean honestly now with Arena being so accessible, if
That's
players
true,
want
that's
to play
true.
standard, if it was up to me, I would play standard on Arena
Yep.
rather than playing it in real life, because I could actually grind it, like just as
Definitely.
long as I play every day, right?
Yeah,
Is that
that's a
Goblin Guide?
yeah, Goblin Guide.
Yeah.
So Ryan revealing.
Yeah, so this is the
Like-
better start for Lucas, right?
Yep.
This is exactly what he wants to do. He wants to get a creature out.
Yeah.
And now if there's Searing Blaze, that'll be
See,
very painful.
yeah,
right?
and
Very
we see the
strong.
Grim Lavamancer coming in actually from the sideboard.
Yeah,
So that's going to be relevant.
Yeah, but okay, I see Eric Mesa in Lucas's hand, so he needs to get stuff into the graveyard.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and I think that the play here is going to be Monstrous Spear and is it Lava Spike?
Lavamancer.
Lavamancer.
So yeah, gonna play
No, I
both.
think he flipped the.
No, yeah, he didn't. He doesn't play the Airy Mesa here. He just plays the Inspired Vantage.
Yeah.
Swings with both.
Okay.
Reveals a scale up. Oh, that's knowledge for Lucas Wong.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And gonna play the
And
Grim Lavamancer.
Lavamancer,
Okay. So fair. I mean, one good thing about this for if you're Ryan is that Lucas only has 2 cards in hand.
Yeah.
You
And honestly, less interaction than he had in the previous games.
Yep.
Lucas is flipping the cards really quickly, so I can't see if it's a burn spell. I think it is.
It's. Oh yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
I cannot
man.
tell as well.
Magic players are ADD, really, you have to flip the card so fast.
Yeah.
It's not going to change the card. It's not God of Gamblers too.
I mean, that's what everyone does though. It never
Yeah.
changes
Yeah,
the card.
no.
But you know.
I try not to, so I like purposely just put the hand down.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I guess that you just want something to do with your
Yeah,
hands.
when you're thinking.
What is that was just
I think
cast?
that
Oh,
was
it's Nisa.
Voice of Zendika.
Voice of Zendika. I think we should probably pull that out because we
Yeah.
haven't seen that card in a while.
It's an older card.
This creates a lot of blockers actually.
Yeah, it's actually quite good for.
Honestly, it's great in this board.
Yep. And I mean,
Yeah.
now if you're Lucas, you also want to think about whether or not you want to deal with the Planeswalker or just leave it there. So it's
Yeah.
3 mana +1. You put a plant creature, which Ryan chose to do,
Yeah.
and you can -2 and put counters on all the creatures you control.
Yeah, and I think Ryan has. Lucas needs to be very careful here
Yep.
because there is an infect creature on the board, and there is sufficient mana to do something with it.
Yes.
So if he makes a mistake and taps out or does something like where he exposes himself, leaves himself without protection, he could just die.
Yeah.
It could be that quick.
100%. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah, you're right. Hey, but you see, Ryan is drawing exactly the right thing at the right time.
yeah. Whew. Oh,
Yeah,
and
kills the high up. There we go.
oh, hard casting the Rift Bolt again to get rid of the Hierarch.
Yeah, and
So trigger on the Goblin guy and
Yep.
gonna
so
block.
it's gonna
for
block
sure,
one.
yeah.
He's still gonna take 3 damage here.
Yep.
I'm not sure whether this is gonna be fast enough though.
Was it all at Ryan? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think they're going straight in.
Yeah. I don't think you wanna attack the Nissa here.
Yeah. So, but basically, what the Nissa does is that it minuses 2 damage a turn,
Yep.
right? If you put a token into play.
And that's relevant. That's very relevant.
But also the minus ability to put +1/+1 counter on the Ingmouth Nexus is not insignificant.
yes, correct.
If he can stabilize in the short term,
Mhm.
long term value is great.
Yeah. And right
That
here,
being said, not easy to stabilize in the short term.
definitely. I mean, he's already
Yeah.
he is at 12. Lucas might be at 1 card, but he's got a board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's also not forget that Nisa has an ulti.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think Lucas can't let it get there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it will get there. But yeah, it's on the way. It's got 3 more turns.
Yeah, but I mean,
all
the
interrupted.
ulti is quite like anemic because
Yeah.
they're not going to be that many lands in play.
Yeah.
right?
Not from Ryan at least.
But it does negate like at least a burn spell or something
Yeah.
like that, a turn of attacking.
And he still gets 3. He also gets the draw, which is not
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
I mean, definitely 1-2 in that situation. And I think here Ryan is just thinking about whether he wants to play. What does he want to play? I saw that he drew to Fairy. He has a bunch of pump spells,
Yeah.
so he's gonna.
He's trying
He's
to
gonna
get in
just
for some damage.
get in for Infect. Scaling up that Ingmoth.
Okay. Yep.
So that's what, 6?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Scale up, doing work. Just one card and 6 Infect counters.
Yep.
Oof. And oh, that's a
Yeah,
land
that's
in
land
Lucas.
and then Lucas's
Oh.
hand. So but
Searing
Searing
Blaze,
is
okay.
good. Did he crack his Eric Mesa already? No.
He did
Yeah, he
crack it,
did.
yeah.
That's bad.
But he does have the land in hand, so that's that.
Yeah, but I think that what he would want to do is that he would want to keep it because that is. I'm not sure whether there's what's he, because if he does it now, right,
Yeah.
basically, right, Rian has a very, very free attack next turn, right?
Right.
You know, it's basically he has so many cards in hand. There must be a pump spell in there,
Correct.
right? So if you tap out this turn to deal not lethal damage, right?
Yes.
Because it's 3, 4,
It's
5, 6, 7,
7,
8,
8,
9.
9.
Maximum I think
Maximum
is 9
9,
damage,
yep.
right? Yeah, that's not enough. If you basically you tapped out and you expended all your resources,
Mm.
because he's gonna have to play the land, and he's gonna cast the Searing Blade.
Yep.
That's it. He's got nothing in hand, right?
Yep.
And then the path is essentially clear.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, if I were him, I think this is what I would
yeah,
do. I would
yeah.
do
Honestly,
too.
I think that the play is just to not do anything and then just put doubt in Ryan's
Ryan's,
mind,
yeah.
right?
Because I mean, now he also has the Grim Lava Mancer
Yeah,
activation
yeah.
available.
So
yeah.
now he can alpha. Like, I mean, if he can get a little bit more damage in this turn,
Mm.
so he gets like a damage in here, goes down to 11.
Yeah.
Oh, he blocked the Swift Spear. Interesting.
Interesting.
What do you block the Swift Spear?
Maybe he thought he might have like 2 burn spells in hand.
Yeah, okay, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
perhaps.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. But
Yeah.
I mean, that still doesn't kill.
Yeah.
Okay. So now 10 life is a little bit more. And I think that more importantly, Lucas buys himself a draw step.
Yes, he does.
So that he can potentially work his way out of this.
Yep. I mean, the only way Ryan wins now is he has 2 protection spells.
No, actually, I think that Ryan has he is in an advantageous position.
Oh, 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that he has the ability to force Lucas to react.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that that's very powerful.
Yep. And he definitely needs Lucas to react also because, you know, as much as he's getting close to 4 poison counters, he's
Yeah.
also getting close to dying.
Yeah.
That's definitely something he needs to keep in mind. I mean, yeah, of course.
Duh. The Chevy Sing moment.
Okay, so I mean, if I'm right, I mean, I think now he might want to consider putting the counter on.
Yeah, so I think like this is basically the result of Lucas's play, right?
Yep.
Now, Ryan needs to be very careful about what he's doing because there
Yes.
are many potential ways for him to die.
Yes.
Even
correct.
though we know that in Lucas's hand that he probably doesn't, he has no gas, right?
Yes.
But Ryan doesn't know that.
Yep.
So there are many ways where potentially he dies.
Mm.
Where if he had just like played both cards, this would be a straightforward
Yep.
decision for Ryan.
That's true.
So one of the cards is Glistener Elf,
Mm.
so that's potentially something that he'll cast.
Mm.
And yeah, I mean, like now, if you're afraid to go for it, as Ryan, what would you do? You like cast creatures and then try and play
And he
traditional
has a
blockers and-
Teferi, you know, he can just cast the Teferi as well.
Yeah, I don't
You
know where
bounce
Teferi
that
would
Grim
be.
Lava Mancer.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether it would be that great.
Yeah.
Because I think in that situation, you cast the fairy, right? It shoots you. That's he'll be at 8.
8, yep.
He doesn't have blockers. Well, he can create 1 blocker. He can swing
Mhm.
in, so that's like goes down to 6. 2 burn spells will kill him.
That's true.
Essentially, right?
And he played a fetch land, so if he wants
Right.
that out.
So I think that this is the right play. Just get your infect creature on the board because you can cast another one after this, right?
also, he's going to get
Add
the
the
counter.
counter.
On. Okay,
That's
yeah.
right. Then
So he's
force Lucas
force
to react
Lucas,
now.
yep. So if Lucas wants to use the Searing Blaze, he can only use it now.
Yeah, but I think that the play is not to
Searing Blaze it.
not to Searing Blaze it.
Okay.
No,
No, but see, if he doesn't do the Searing Blaze, then he has to Grim Lava Mancer it.
yeah, but now because you see the question now is that he's being put to the question, right?
Mm.
Essentially, like, do you want to react to this? Oh, the camera froze again.
Oh, okay.
Unfreeze.
Okay, sorry about that. We just gotta.
And I could be completely like talking on my ass here, but like, if he allows it to resolve, the
Yes.
Lava Mancer still kills it, and it
That's true.
at a 2/2 it doesn't kill 2/2 doesn't kill Lucas in this attack, right?
Yeah.
So if he wants to kill Lucas in this attack, he needs to cast an additional spell.
Mm.
Right.
But if Lucas doesn't Searing Blaze here and
Yeah.
lets the counter resolve,
Yeah.
then that Searing Blaze is no longer valid. Because
Well,
it can't kill
I
the-
suppose so. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then,
there's no like legal target for it.
correct.
I think you know what he's hoping for. They will cast the Glistener Elf.
Oh yes, yes, he's definitely hoping for that. Definitely hoping for no pump spells, no
Yeah.
protection. But I
Because-
don't think Ryan's going to do that.
Yeah, because I think that theoretically the safe play is to attack with the Inbound Nexus.
Yes.
Due to damage, kill next turn. Right?
Correct.
Yeah, force Lucas to do something. Then
Yeah.
like what you would do in that situation is that you would have to cast a blocker, because if you do not, then you potentially have a problem, right?
Mm.
Because you can get 2 to the face.
Mm. So okay,
Now he kills
he's
the
gonna try
thing.
killing
Yeah.
it, but I believe a pump's gonna come through.
So yeah, let's see what's going on here.
Oh, the Vines of Aswood, but he's not kicking it.
Yeah, that means he has another one in hand. Or if he has another one in hand, then it's easy,
Oh no, he's
right?
kicking it. Never mind. Yep.
Oh, if he's kicking,
it.
no, he's not.
He's not kicking it. He's letting it resolve. If another one, so
In
once
hand,
it
yeah.
resolves, then he can just pump, and then Lucas will die.
Okay.
He's putting in the play tab. No, right? Bizarre, don't know.
No, but he shocked. He fed shocked. So, I think he kicked it. And then now the steering place comes through.
Yeah.
And the
I don't
ordering.
know. I think Rian grossly missequenced that.
Yeah. So definitely
Yeah.
any mistake in
He
Rian's
doesn't.
hand. Yeah.
Wait, you haven't lost yet, dude. 1, 2, 3.
No,
Yeah.
no,
So I
yeah.
think that Rian
Because of
just
the
scooped.
Tilt concede.
Yeah, it was a tilt concede.
Yeah.
Because I think he just misplayed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that.
You all update the score.
Oh, he didn't. Yeah. Anyway, it's over.
Oh. Yeah, I mean Lucas Wong just won 2
Yeah,
games.
No, we show you the score.
quickly.
It was sequenced. No, it was 2-1, right?
Oh yes, 2-1. Yes,
Yeah,
it
you
was
see.
quite fast games.
No quality control, man. Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, okay, to be fair, Ryan couldn't have done much in that situation if he didn't have another pump spell in hand.
Right, but the way that he sequenced it exactly was the way to. I think that like there's no reason to do it.
Yeah.
I think like putting the counter on the Ingmon Nexus was a mistake.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that the only reason why you want to do that is that you have enough to beat
Yeah.
that exact line of play that Lucas was making.
Yeah.
Right, that means you had another pump spell in hand. That's what
Correct.
I thought that he had, because it looked
Yeah.
like that's what you played towards, right?
Same here.
If
same
not, there's no reason why you would do it that way. That's
Mm.
the only way that you lose. Yeah, so he could have just turned it into a token and attack.
here.
Pump. And if it doesn't work out your way, right, or if he pumps it and then he shoots it in response
Mm.
or something like that, you can cast another like spell, another
Something
infect
else, yeah.
creature. Right?
Yeah, you could cast the Giselle Elf. You could make a
Right.
plant token in this.
Yeah,
You can
right.
play this slower.
Right. So I think that basically by making giving the guy a +1/+1 token, you negated your only advantage. right?
Yes,
So
correct.
yeah, I thought Nisa was great, gum the ground, but probably just I don't see how that what could have been done. So basically now we know in Ryan's hand that he had a Vines of Asud,
Yep.
and he had a Gisana Elf. So I don't know what the other 3
Yeah.
cards were.
Me neither.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it
It'd be
was
interesting, right?
if it
It's-
was a pump spell, I mean,
I
then he
mean, if it was a
definitely
blossoming
misplayed.
defense, he would have played differently, right?
Yes.
If blossoming defense is straightforward, he would have won.
Yeah.
If it was a second pump spell that he could have played, it also would have like,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have mattered. The game would have ended.
I mean, the only thing is that he might have made a mistake of kicking Vines of Aswood just because he was confident that Lucas
Right.
didn't have another
Yeah, but
spell.
that's a very poor play, because
Yeah.
like you are exposing yourself. Exactly what I was saying, right, about
Yep.
the thought that Lucas is putting in your head. By leaving
Correct.
3 mana untapped and having 2 cards in hand, you have to think that there's a burn spell there, right? You know,
mhm.
and that's what you're trying to play against.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to play around it, then I don't know. Maybe the solution is just to cast main phase and see whether anything happens.
Yeah.
If it doesn't
how it
happen,
goes.
yeah, if it doesn't happen, you make a token and then you can block next turn,
Correct.
right? But just going all in, going into attack step and then casting the thing is
Yeah.
just the absolute wrong way to do it. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So I don't
so-
know. Feels bad.
yeah, that didn't work out in Ryan's favor
Yeah.
at all. So
And I mean, honestly, like at the end of it, you could see it was a tilt concede. I'm
Yeah.
not sure whether the game was already over, but like Lucas didn't have enough damage on the board.
Yep.
Lucas needed to, after expending the last 2 cards in his hand, draw another spell of relevance
Yeah.
to win the game. So yeah.
yeah, so I think Lucas was
Sequencing, guys.
surprised
Yeah.
that he
Lucas
considered.
like,
Oh, really?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would be too. But
Magic Dorikanghu.
so that's the end of the quarterfinals for now.
Well, the quarterfinals is being played. Let's go and find out the results of the rest
table
of the
itself,
games and see what's
yeah.
going on.
Cut to fixing.
Sorry.
And just cut to.
So we cut now.
That's outro.
Okay.
So I think it's a rubber match. The score between the teams is now 1-1.
Okay.
And the final game is being played. So we'll update you guys when we come back for the semifinals on who has won.
Yep. And that will be all from us for now. We'll be back sometime soon, maybe in about 10 to 20 minutes. So don't, stay tuned. And if you wanna stay safe and stay tuned.
Indoors. Because he's
The haze is quite
Yeah,
bad in
stays.
Singapore. So if you want to watch any of our old VODs, you can watch it on Twitch. You can go to our YouTube at youtube.com/Games. You can follow us on our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. We have an account there at Grey Ogre Games. And this is the Team Unified Modern for the Grey Ogre Invitationals. And actually next Sunday is also going to be Eternal Sunday, where they'll be playing Legacy. And Mick will be casting.
No, I won't.
Oh, you won't be casting?
I won't. No, no.
Oh, okay.
It's Alfian. Alfian.
Alfian and?
Okay, boys and ladies and gentlemen,
Oh.
we have
Oh, okay.
Already.
the first semi-finals ready.
Oh, we already have
Okay,
the first semi-finals.
we're gonna
Actually, so
stop
we'll just be
rocking.